Charles Robert Darwin was a British naturalist, biologist, and geologist who lived from 1809 to 1882. He is widely recognized as one of the most influential scientists in history due to his theory of evolution by natural selection, which fundamentally transformed our understanding of the natural world. Darwin was born in the small town of Shrewsbury in England, the fifth of 6 children. His father, Robert Darwin, was a wealthy physician and financier, while his mother, Susanna Darwin, was the daughter of the famous potter Josiah Wedgwood. Charles was a bright and curious child who showed an early interest in the natural world. He spent much of his childhood exploring the countryside around his home, collecting and studying plants, insects, and small animals. In 1825, at the age of 16, Darwin began studying medicine at the University of Edinburgh. However, he found the subject dull and distasteful, and soon dropped out to pursue his true passion, natural history. In 1828, he enrolled at Christ's College, Cambridge, where he studied theology and geology. It was during this time that he met John Henslow, a professor of botany who became his mentor and close friend. In 1831, Henslow recommended Darwin for a position as a naturalist aboard the HMS Beagle, a ship that was to undertake a 5-year voyage around the world. Darwin eagerly accepted the offer, and his experiences on the Beagle would prove to be the defining period of his life. During the voyage, Darwin explored the coasts and islands of South America, the Galapagos, and Australia. He collected an enormous number of specimens of plants, animals, and fossils, and made detailed observations of the geology and geography of the regions he visited. It was during this voyage that Darwin began to formulate his ideas about evolution. Darwin's observations convinced him that species were not fixed and unchanging, but were capable of changing over time. He also realized that these changes were driven by natural selection, a process by which organisms with traits that were better suited to their environment were more likely to survive and reproduce than those with less advantageous traits. This insight formed the basis of his theory of evolution by natural selection. Upon his return to England in 1836, Darwin began to develop his ideas about evolution and natural selection in earnest. He spent many years studying and cataloging his specimens, and in 1859 he published his seminal work, On the Origin of Species. The book caused a sensation and quickly became one of the most influential scientific texts of all time. It presented a compelling argument for the theory of evolution by natural selection and revolutionized our understanding of the natural world. Despite the controversy and criticism that his work generated, Darwin continued to pursue his scientific interests for the rest of his life. He made important contributions to the study of plant and animal behavior, the formation of coral reefs, and the evolution of emotions in humans and animals. He also continued to correspond with and advise other scientists and naturalists, and he was widely regarded as one of the greatest minds of his time. Charles Darwin died in 1882 at the age of 73. His legacy as a scientist and thinker has endured to this day. His theory of evolution by natural selection remains one of the cornerstones of modern biology, and his work has influenced fields as diverse as psychology, anthropology, and philosophy. He is remembered not only as a great scientist, but also as a humble and compassionate man who was dedicated to understanding the natural world and our place in it.